Welcome to this introduction on confidence levels in statistics. You have likely heard terms like 95% confidence or 99% confidence. But what do these numbers actually represent? Today, we will break down the concept of the confidence interval and understand exactly what it means to be confident in your data. In the world of statistics, we usually face a big problem. We cannot measure everyone or everything. For example, we cannot measure the height of every single person on Earth. The true average value of the entire population is called a parameter, and it is almost always unknown. Instead, we take a small sample and use that data to estimate where the true parameter might be hiding. To do this, we calculate a range of values called a confidence interval. Instead of just giving a single number estimate, we give a range, like a lower bound and an upper bound. We say that we are confident that the true population parameter falls somewhere between these two numbers. But notice, we talk about confidence, not certainty. Think of the true parameter as a fish in a lake. The fish does not move, it is a fixed, real number. Your confidence interval is like a net you throw into the water to catch the fish. Sometimes you catch it, and sometimes you miss. The confidence level, like 95%, tells you how reliable your net throwing method is. It does not tell you about the fish, it tells you about the net. Let us visualize this. Imagine we repeated an experiment 20 times. Each time, we take a new sample and calculate a new interval. If we are using a 95% confidence level, we expect that 19 out of those 20 intervals will successfully capture the true mean. One of them might miss completely, just due to random chance. This long-run success rate is what defines our confidence level. There are 3 common levels used in research. 90% is often used when less precision is required. 95% is the gold standard for most scientific research. And 99% is used when being wrong would have serious consequences, requiring a very high degree of certainty. However, there is a catch. If you want to be more confident that you caught the fish, you need a bigger net. This means that as your confidence level goes up to 99%, your interval gets wider. A wider interval is less precise because it covers a huge range of possibilities. If you want a narrow, precise interval, you have to accept a lower confidence level. Here is the most common mistake students make. Once you calculate a specific interval, say from 5 to 10, you cannot say there is a 95% probability the parameter is inside. Why? Because the parameter is fixed. It is either inside or it is not. The probability is about the method of random sampling, not the specific numbers you just calculated. Remember, the randomness comes from the sampling process. Every time you take a sample, you get a slightly different interval. The confidence level guarantees that in the long run, 95% of all the intervals you could possibly create will contain the true value. It is a guarantee about the process, not a specific single result. To summarize, a confidence interval gives us a likely range for an unknown parameter. The confidence level, usually 95%, tells us the success rate of our method over many repetitions. Remember the trade-off. Higher confidence requires a wider interval. And finally, never forget that the parameter is fixed. It is the interval that moves around it.
If you like this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Visit codelucky.com for more such useful content.